My coffee. Okay, alright, cool.
Hi.
You're kind of crowding.
I literally couldn't be further away.
Good morning, everybody. It is Eugene and...
Anne-Marie.
And Anne-Marie is half awake. I'm just kidding.
Bro, you're the one that I literally
No,
at the edge of
it's
the
the
table.
camera.
Sure.
It's not the table, it's the camera. The camera is what tells us what's central.
Ready to fight today.
I know, I didn't even know what I was getting into, but, you know. Per usual, welcome to episode 22, by the way, of Halfway.
Oh, it's 22. Okay.
22.
Couldn't remember if it was 22 or 23.
We have, per usual, 2 coffee questions and 2 non-coffee questions. My coffee question was, what's the next viral coffee recipe?
My coffee question was, what are some nootropics that you can add into your coffee for benefits?
Yeah, this is based off the L-theanine thing that we from. Yeah, cool. And then non-coffee for me was Starfish, what they do.
Oh yeah. My non-coffee was specifically, you said Crepuscular.
Crepuscular.
I will go into further detail from there.
And then we'll get started. I think we'll do the viral coffee thing last. But that means that I will kick it off with Starfish.
Hey.
Hey, Starfish.
Actually, no, shouldn't I kick it off?
You want to kick it off?
Because they go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you want to learn about? Nootropics or crepusculars?
Why do you say crepusculars in such a way that sounds almost derogatory?
Because it's not the right word.
Huh? Okay, alright, cool. Alright, so then I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Is what Anne-Marie's trying to say.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So do you want to learn
Crepuscular,
about
now.
Do you want to learn about that one?
Yeah.
Corpuscle.
Crepuscle?
Corpuscle is the
Corpuscle.
The corpuscle is the correct word. Corpuscular is the adjective.
Is the adjective of it.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, totally fine. It's like it's the animal is a crepuscular animal. It is.
Yes.
Yes. It has crepuscular tendencies.
Yes.
Okay, I need to start with the timer.
This is a corpuscle.
Crepuscle. You want to tussle with a crepuscle? We're good. We're going. Go.
Okay, so the internet is a strange and scary place.
Oh no.
Well, not oh no, but it says, okay, the definition is a minute particle, living cell, or unattached cell that floats freely, especially in blood or lymph cells.
I think I should have told you how to spell crepuscular. Because we're definitely not on the right topic, but please finish your thing.
I thought as much because I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. The fact that you made me try to figure out a favorite version of a crepuscular, is it CR? Crepuscular, no. Corpuscular. You said corpuscular.
We can look at episode 21 and rewatch it and listen to it, but I'm pretty sure I said crepuscular. Crepuscular.
Well, now we're gonna learn about fucking blood cells, so look at what you've done.
Go ahead.
So there's a few different types of blood cells, or types of corpuscle.
You know, at a certain point I tried to just be like, okay, I'm dumb. I definitely had the wrong name for like what an actual crepuscular animal would be called.
You said crepuscular.
I said crepuscular, and then you're like, well, it's a corpuscular.
Crepuscular or crepuscular?
Crepuscular.
Yeah, you said crepuscular.
It could be either or.
Quite clearly not.
But okay, so you have corpuscular.
I feel cheated. So, there are, these actually are kind of cool though.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, the blood cells are made up of 3 types of cells, which are these crepusculars.
Mm-hmm.
There is red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelets.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
Boring. Done
Pretty
that.
standard.
Been there, done that. Standard. However, there are what are called encapsulated mechanoreceptors, and these are located in the skin, and they're crepuscular, so they're living cells, and they tell you, so there's Meissner's corpuscles, they're found in glabrous skin, but they detect like touch and low frequency vibration and flutter and things like that. So there are literal cells in our skin that can do that. Then there is Pacinian corpuscles, and they detect transient pressure and high frequency vibrations. So
Oh, interesting.
air and stuff like that.
So like when somebody pulls up next to you and they have a subwoofer that is rated too hard for the
and you're
car,
like, "Ugh."
and it's a goo.
Yeah, that's a Pacinian. Your Pacinian corpuscles freaking out.
So the corpuscles, they're cells that are like for actual like sensation.
They are single cell organisms.
Single cell organisms.
Yes, they are minute particle, living cell, or unattached cell that floats freely.
Is it part of our body?
Yes.
So do they contribute to our sensations?
Shut up. Okay.
I'm just asking. Like I'm clarifying. I'm
yes,
not,
they're part of our senses. Yes.
Okay.
The last one is called ruffinies, and
Oh.
they detect skin stretching movement,
Oh,
finger
so like-
position. Yeah, like that.
Ruffinies.
Ruffinies.
Not the roofie that puts you on a roof.
Nope, not one of those.
I always wonder why they call it rooflin. Or roofies. Stupid. Anyways.
That was dumb. So that's what I learned about corpuscles. Tell me about crepusculars. I'm gonna get no. Let me
Yours
guess.
is
Let me
actually
guess.
pretty awesome.
Let me. I know, right? That's
Yeah.
okay. Let me guess. They are a deep sea, small deep sea creature.
Incorrect. For corpuscles, we're gonna stop that. And I'll tell a quick, very easy version of it. But corpuscles, how do they contribute to our like? Do they attach to our nervous system or like?
They're free floating cells.
I don't know, how do they contribute to our sensations?
They're free floating.
You had
cells.
like a full page of notes there.
And it doesn't. This is just. I just wrote down what they do.
Oh, okay. So you haven't looked into the how.
No.
Okay, all right.
Because
that would have been enough information. Anyways.
exactly.
We never told you guys what we're drinking. We have a Peru and a Ethiopia. Peru is currently our limited release, which will not be a limited release by the time this episode is released. And then an Ethiopia, which will probably be released when this episode is released.
Yeah.
How many times can you say released in a single sentence?
How many times can you say hard Arnold Palmer without fucking it up?
Hard Arnold Palmer. That was the one time. That's it.
You kind of messed it up a little
Hard
bit.
Arnold Palmer.
You
Hard
struggled.
Arnold Palmer.
It's hard, right?
Hard Arnold Palmer.
That's how I can tell how drunk my friends are.
Oh, great. You're that person. Crepuscular crep. Like crep. Crepuscular animals are animals that are active during dusk and dawn.
Shut up!
And it could have been a deer, it could have been a fox, it could have been a coyote, it could have been the loved and amazing ocelot, like panthers.
I still choose Ruffini's crepuscular. Thank you very much.
That's totally fine. Corpuscular versus crepuscular.
crepuscular.
There's a very
The
specific
R,
difference.
switch the R around and it's a totally different word, guys.
And R and an E.
R and an E.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's talk about Starfish. I didn't do that. So,
Crepuscular.
you would normally think that starfish are pretty boring. Like you just find this like husk sitting in the middle of the ocean. You're like, starfish, yay, cool, whatever. And the life cycle of a starfish is pretty fucking boring. Like their seeds, they get germinated,
Seeds?
or not seeds. They're eggs that float around in the water, and then they get fertilized by another starfish that has a dong, and then they float around and they filter feed, and then they turn into like their juvenile starfish, which are really small, and then they turn into big starfish, and then they can live up to 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Which is really cool. But the thing for me that was really interesting.
Aren't their stomachs their butts or something like that?
No, actually I didn't look into their digestive system. More I was fascinated by, one, starfish are capable of completely regrowing their arms if they lose an arm. And
Are starfish 5 arms?
I think so. There's some with like
Or is it
six.
like Patrick Star and it's 4 arms and 1 head?
No. Actually, legitimately, it's no head. There's no brain.
There's
just a central nervous system.
Okay.
So we're gonna get to the interesting part, but yeah. So as long as the central nerve what is it called? Disc, the nerve disc, isn't damaged, the starfish can regenerate its arms.
Cool.
And I'll get back to that, but the starfish has no brain. It doesn't. It's just a free-moving neural. It's just being moved by nerves, essential nerves. And what I thought was really interesting is that as I looked into starfish more, the more it seems like they are legitimately just very large cells. Like,
okay.
They just get like chemical feedback from their surroundings, chemical light and other stuff. And if the chemicals that they're taking in gives them a note that there's food or something in the area, it doesn't say, oh, go there, like I'm hungry, go there. It's a chemical impulse of, I recognize this or it has gone into a computer, it recognizes that this is food, and so as it's recognized, it just goes towards it. It doesn't really go in like a uniform fashion, but everything works in a single like movement towards the.
Do you think there's an end goal?
It's just eat, sleep, and
like,
reproduce.
I'd like to think that there's an end goal.
For starfish?
Like a mecca, like a starfish mecca.
Where they were born maybe, is where you'll see a bunch of starfish and that's about it.
Okay.
But there's not a single mind behind a starfish, but the thing that was interesting to me is that they have no blood. Starfish are no blood.
No blood.
They actually, the way that they manage their like minerals, nutrients, and everything is through seawater that they suck in through valves, which is sucked in through their exoskeleton because they're a invertebrate, and they suck it in through these like microscopic valves, and they can regulate their blood pressure based on like biomarkers happening or their seawater pressure. So
they're just full of seawater.
They're just full of seawater, and the seawater transports everything. So like, legitimately, just like it just lives in the ecosystem and just like filters through it.
Wow.
It's wild. And more interesting facts about the starfish: it doesn't molt. Starfish, like other invertebrates, are unlike other invertebrates because they don't shed their outer shell. Instead, they just add additional cheeks to their armor.
Whoa.
And as they get older, they just grow. But the thing for me that was interesting is if you think about it, a starfish loses an arm, and then it has to regrow said arm.
Right.
But my question was like, does it come back at the same size? How is it faster? Like, or does it just come in like a little small? And they will come back to the same size as the other arms. And part of me is like, well, what keeps it from getting bigger? Like, what happens if the starfish turns into like, oh, I've got a big arm because this one just wouldn't stop growing after it got cut off. But I think there's a lot of research going into starfish and how they regenerate.
Okay.
And I think the most interesting piece of research, or the way that I think makes sense is like, it's kind of like having a nitrogen keg connected to 6 different cold brew kegs. And then if you remove one of the kegs, the nitrogen still has the same amount of nitrogen that fills 6 kegs, but it only has 5. So then when you reattach the 5th one, or whatever, start regrowing it, the 6th keg, the nitrogen will fill the 6th keg similar to all the other 5. Because the nitrogen kegs is able to fill all 5, but then once it gets to the size that's specified, so it's all 5 gallons, once it fills that 5 gallon, it's reached the extent of nitrogen it has available for those kegs, so it can't go bigger.
Okay.
And when I say nitrogen, I'm more talking about like growth hormones and other type of stuff that the starfish starts to like pump into its body. But the thing for me is that starfish are wild. Like it's a saltwater blood animal, no brain. It doesn't taste good, so there's not really anything worth eating other than if you're like an actual wild animal. But like people don't seek out starfish to eat it because it's usually plain, tasteless, and or bitter.
The more you know.
But nature's wild, dude.
Nature's wild.
I didn't even think about starfish being kind of interesting, but now that I know what it's like
To be a starfish?
yeah, And like if you look at Starfish, you can kind of see like the vents that suck in the water and like regulate it. Like if you look really closely, you can see it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Now you know about starfish.
Yeah, now you know about octopuses.
I sure do.
All right.
What's cooler, an octopus or a starfish? I'm sorry, it's an octopus.
I don't know. An octopus.
It's an octopus.
Is smarter, but a starfish, like it's literally just.
It's just there.
Imagine if you just saw some person, and they weren't entirely interested in anything until they smelled something. Like they smelled perfume on you, so they came over to you, and they're just like perfume. And then you got so freaked out, you ripped off their arm and ran away. And then like you see this person like months later, and it's just an arm, like small little arm,
tiny
just
little
like,
arm
like coming at you.
coming out.
Yeah, and then
they're still following you.
And they're still following you because
smell
you
good.
have that smell, and they're like, oh well.
That
But there's
sounds
no
like
point.
a stalker, is what that sounds like.
To me, it sounds like a pretty bad horror movie, but
Or that.
like.
It just slowly follows you.
Yeah, and then like it
Tiny
doesn't
arm.
have, the person doesn't have blood. It has,
They also have no personality because there's no brain. So
there's
it's
no
just
personality. It's literally just an empty husk walking around doing things because its body is reacting to signals.
Like, wow.
Zombies.
That's now one right
Starfish
there.
are kind of like zombies.
Starfish are kind of
Except
zombies.
they,
No blood.
zombies can't
Are
regenerate.
they like vampires? There's no blood.
Hmm.
They don't drink blood though.
No.
So no.
They rip apart mollusks using their tube feeding suction
Mm.
cups. Go for it.
Thank you. What was my coffee question? Oh yeah, nootropics.
Nootropics and coffee.
So I have a not controversial, but kind of controversial in comparison to you, maybe, or opinion
On nootropics.
on nootropics.
Okay.
Yes.
But let's really quick just define nootropics.
Nootropics are. They're like, I didn't write down the definition.
Brain
They're
hacks.
Basically, yeah, they're supplements that you can take to improve cognitive function.
Cool.
Is that?
No, that was actually, that almost felt like a Webster dictionary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the best kind of nootropics to put in your coffee, and here's my thing, is actually no, I'll do this and then I'll tell you my philosophy on it afterwards. But there's three. Shut up. Three. What?
Nothing. I just saw a note on there that says GABA.
There's three nootropic supplements that are recommended to be good for coffee. One of them, the first one, is the L-theanine. We discussed that last week, but it can elevate your levels of GABA, which are your happy molecules.
It can elevate. It sounds almost like it's a bad thing.
Can elevate your levels of GABA, dopamine, and serotonin, which promotes relaxation and reduces anxiety.
Got it.
So it's basically like a happy, makes your brain happy.
Okay.
Then there is tyrosine, which I think I got L-theanine and tyrosine mixed up. What I was telling you last week that I took an L-theanine and I passed out for 8 hours. I think it was a tyrosine, not L-theanine.
Got it.
It is a non-essential amino acid. Both L-theanine and tyrosine are amino acids, and it's essential for a bunch of. So it already occurs naturally in the brain, but we can add more. And it improves several important brain chemicals such as neurotransmitters, I'm going to start that sentence again. Several important brain chemicals and neurotransmitters, including epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine.
Okay.
Okay, and so those are used to make chemical messengers that involve condition affecting the brain, such as mental alertness. So basically, it
Makes you more alert.
makes you more alert. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third nootropic that they recommend putting into coffee is called citicoline, citicoline, citicoline.
If you say it, kitty colon.
Citicoline. This one is also a naturally occurring. This one's a brain chemical that helps protect and repair cell structure and function of the nervous system. So it's like little workmen helping to rebuild the rest of your brain. So they boost your brain power.
And if you combine it with coffee, it does more or does better, or is it just like kind of just?
It just helps. It does it. I guess it helps brain function, cognitive function more as well.
Maybe the Bean Yard is going to put together like brain supplements for coffee. So like you get it and you take this pill and drink your coffee, and it's like no shakes. But what's your controversial take on nootropics?
It's not on nootropics, but it's nootropics and coffee. Nootropics are great. They're supplements. They're like vitamins. They're a health thing. The FDA is like, it's kind of not a real thing, but like,
I mean, if it helps you feel better.
Exactly. They say that about a lot of things. Like, I know that people love like ashwagandha mushrooms and things like that. That's technically a nootropic, and therefore they're like, it's not really because it's being advertised or marketed, or can be advertised or marketed as like a prescription medication, which it's not. Anywho, my controversial opinion is I don't think you should be adding this stuff to your coffee. The whole point of drinking your coffee is to
jar you awake.
For me, the whole point of like, there's so much more to the point of coffee than just getting it to be your go juice.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, I get that.
So like, I think it's silly to add all of these like protein. I like when people add protein powder to their coffee or add espresso shots to their like morning protein shake. You do you. You do you. I'm not gonna, but what are you doing? Enjoy coffee for what it's supposed to be, and then enjoy your protein for what it's supposed to be, like...
The coffee purists.
Don't make your coffee taste like mushrooms if it's gonna make your brain work better. Just take your coffee, have that taste good, take your mushrooms, have that taste bad. You got your coffee and mushrooms, and you're not having a bad experience.
You okay?
I'm very passionate about
snobbery
this.
is showing. But no, I also agree. I appreciate your approach to it of, coffee is more, like there's obviously a routine and a beauty to coffee. And I'm not saying put this in your coffee. Like you can take L-theanine and like take a little like tablet after coffee or before coffee.
Absolutely.
And that, I think that's kind of more what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not like put this stuff in your coffee.
Okay.
And drink it.
That's what I know a lot of people do for supplements.
It's because they just want to do it all at once.
And
some people don't like pills.
I get that. I fully do. But god damn it, you're ruining coffee. Wow, you're right. I am very strongly opinionated about this.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, cool. So let's get to the next one, which is viral coffee recipe. Honestly, this might have already been done before because knowing the internet, you guys do all these things. But the viral coffee recipe is going to be Reese's penis. I thought it before, like earlier when I was like, how am I going to introduce this subject? And I was like, don't say that, but that would be funny. And it's just a Freudian slip. Reese's peanut butter cups. Reese's peanut butter cup espresso with oat milk is what we're going to be making here. Anyways, let's move on.
Reese's penis.
Go get the camera.
I'll get the camera for the
Reese's peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
And away.
Okay, I do it wrong every time.
Good morning, Haley.
Wait, Eugene.
We're doing a viral coffee recipe that may have already been done before.
You'll figure out that I haven't figured this out soon enough. Oh no, Eugene. I can't figure it out, Eugene.
Hurry.
I can't figure out how to take it off.
Are you just bringing the whole tripod?
Sure. Bring in the whole tripod. Because why not? Guess it'll be sturdier.
First, we're going to want to go to autofocus and then let go. Let go.
I just,
You've done enough. I'm just kidding. Here you go.
That's okay. What did you do? Because I tried doing that and it didn't work.
It's locked.
Okay.
That's why. All right. So, Reese's peanut butter. God damn it. So you want to make sure that the peanut butter cups are at room temperature because if they're not going to melt. So do that, of course. I don't know how many people actually refrigerate it, but given the temperatures lately, I'm sure that's been happening a lot for you guys. But a lot, I mean, you've been putting it in the fridge to keep it nice and cool and refreshing. All right, gonna go ahead, get ourselves an espresso shot. This is gonna be super simple, super easy. All you need to do is have an espresso machine, which maybe not a lot of you guys have, but you can do this with a super concentrated hot coffee.
Do it with a mocha pot.
Do the mocha pot. Go ahead, coming close, coming close, coming real close. We're gonna go ahead and pull our shot right there.
Look at her go. Oh wait, focus.
Focus. And you come up, look down in there, and you can see the. Look at that Reese's peanut butter cup just melting away.
Yum.
Now I've got my oat milk. Make sure to shake so that you get all the fats moved around in there too. Boop.
Reese's
The only
penis.
thing I have a problem with is that I have a feeling this isn't going to be jarring enough to be like a viral recipe. Like most viral recipes are viral because they, what's it called?
Because
They're like, oh, you would never expect it, like
shock
an
value.
egg yolk.
Yeah.
The egg yolk recipe, like
yeah.
that's shock value, right? And then we do that. Oat milk is always hard, but almond milk is harder. Arnold
no.
milk is Hummer.
Arnold Palmer.
And then we're gonna go ahead and mash it in. Make sure that you really whisk that peanut butter in there. You pound it so that you can get rid of some of the bubbles.
It's not moving.
There you are.
Beautiful.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Dear Lord. All right, here. Go ahead. Give me the camera. You can take it because you said you wanted this anyways.
Oh! You're putting this on me? Am I
Yes.
trying it right now?
Yeah, sure. Try it. Now you have to ask each other our questions really fast.
Oh yeah. Am I trying it right here?
Sure.
It's actually really good.
Is it? Oh, nice.
Yeah, I drink all of this.
You would?
I would.
Okay, well, I'll have to try it later. All right. So let's ask each other our questions really fast.
Oh yeah, right here, right now?
Yeah, you ask me mine and I'll ask you yours.
Okay, my non-coffee question for you is, tell me about the...
Well, what are you doing? I have you. You're centered in.
Okay. Tell me about the polyvagal theory. And my coffee question for you is, why do different countries all have their own unique way of making coffee?
Nice. All right. And you can just follow me because I forgot mine.
Oh, of course.
What do you mean, of course? I think my non-coffee question for you. Oh my lord, how did I forget these types of things?
Literally wrote it
Non-coffee
down.
question is glasses, and how can a pair of glasses cost up to $1,000 for just a standard prescription glass, a pair of prescriptions? And then my coffee question is, why burlap sacks for all the coffee? Every coffee bag, or every bag of green coffee comes in a burlap sack. I just wanted to know what. Cool. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for joining. And per usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please let us know if there's any topics you want us to talk about, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
You turn the camera to yourself and do a little selfie.
That was probably so blurry.
Bye now.